So hello, this is Jan from jmm.nu, and today is 24th of May 2020, and I'm filming from Stockholm, Sweden. This is the Sweden report. So I heard that Brighteon has been banned from Facebook. You can't share Brighteon-videos or natural news links on Facebook. But I think we should see the positive thing in this, because it means that if you are going to talk about sensitive or controversial subjects, Facebook is not the platform for that. So I think there will be a migration from Facebook to other platforms. And that's good. It's good. Personally, I made a smaller donation to Brighteon because Mike Adams asked for it. And he has a lot of traffic right now, so you know, Brighteon needs money, and you know, I think it's worth supporting Brighteon. So I recommend everyone to make a donation to Brighteon or BitChute or whatever. I also heard that the WHO and also the European Union, they want a vaccine passport, both EU and WHO, so that you can travel. I mean, this is so much bullshit. This vaccine agenda is so obvious, it's ridiculous. So what is it about the migration situation in Sweden? Well, there is the inflow of migrants is huge to Sweden. I look at the statistics for 2019, and there were 50,000 asylum seekers with their relatives. 50,000 in 1 year. Because Sweden has, they have many categories of migrants, you can say. There were 19,000 asylum seekers, and there were 31,000 relatives to the asylum seekers. So that's 50,000 in 1 year. And if you do this year after year, you can imagine what will happen. Sweden is totally changed. And what we also have is we have foreign workers that gets permission to come and work here in Sweden. I don't know the exact number for 2019. I think it was 25,000 or something like that. And this you can see in the construction area. Because if you go to a construction place here in Stockholm, I would say 8 out of 10. What do we have here? I would say that 8 out of 10 is they are foreigner. So they have what do you call it? Well, there is a lot of foreign workers in the construction areas, and these people they get access to the Swedish welfare system, and they also bring in their relatives. And I read that the numbers for that were 15,000 relatives to the foreign workers. So that means that we have about 35,000-40,000, and these relatives they also get access to the Swedish welfare system. So the borders are wide open. Wide open. What should I talk about? I don't know. Well, I'm glad to see that Bill Gates has a lot of what we call it in English. There's a lot of critique against Bill Gates on social media. That guy isn't so popular after all, and I'm very glad to see that. I'm very glad. Bill Gates is a joke, and he should, I don't know, maybe he should depopulate himself. But Bill Gates is a joke, and he should be exposed for that. And so is Melinda Gates. And so is WHO, the globalist agenda. Here in Sweden, the vaccine agenda continues. It is so ridiculous. And I listened to this French Nobel Prize winner, Luc Montagnier, something like that. And he actually said on a YouTube video that this virus, SARS-CoV-2 is called, it has been manipulated in the laboratory. It has HIV in it. So I mean, this is a bioweapon. And imagine the next time if they do a new, when they do a new manipulation of a virus, if this virus is even more dangerous than this SARS-CoV-2 is, well, you can imagine what the vaccine establishment will do. They will of course force us to mandatory vaccination. Look how dangerous it is. They will say, look how dangerous this virus is. We must have mandatory vaccination. So it's actually really important to find out who created this virus and who let it out. So this is how it looks in a suburb in Stockholm. It's a nice day today. Yeah. So I take a walk. Here's the subway. Sweden is not known for their good weather, but sometimes it's actually okay. So this is a suburb. It's called, let me see, Västertorp, Stockholm, Sweden. So it's nice weather and it looks pretty good. Here in Stockholm, here in Sweden, they are now talking a lot about mass testing. So it's quite obvious what they want. Mass testing, and then they want to check, oh, do you have COVID-19 or not? Well, then you need to have vaccination. I guess this is the same all over the world. So here we are in the suburb to Stockholm, and what you see here is what you call it in English, a model house, maybe module. I don't know what you call it in English, but this is a house for migrants that is coming to Sweden. Well, as you know, we are flooded, and this is where I'm gonna live. I'm gonna show a little more. Here you can see we are building blah 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 apartments for what you call it in English, migrants. And this is people that has got permission well, to stay and live in Stockholm, Sweden. There are 60 apartments and there are up to 2 and 4 rooms in them. And they will be open for the migrants in summer 2020. And this is how they look. This is how they look. And this is happening actually all over Sweden. The government are spending huge sums of money on the migrants and their houses. It's quite fascinating. And here they will have, everything will be paid for them. They don't have to worry about rent, they don't have to worry about bills or something. It will all be paid for them. For what I know, they will have something called some kind of establishment welfare, you can call it, for 2 years. So everything is paid for them in 2 years. They don't have to. They are going to establish themselves in society, which not many of them do, of course. And after these 2 years, they will go over to social welfare. Not everyone, but the majority of them. So this is Sweden of 2020. Very interesting. Another thing they do here in Stockholm and actually all over Sweden is it's really funny. They throughout, you know, they go to what you call it in English, house for elderly people. Oh, maybe I can go here. The politicians, they throw out the elderly people from these houses, you know, houses for elderly people. They throw out the elderly, then they do some fake renovation, and then come the migrants. This is very common. And I don't know where to put the elderly. They got some new place to live, but the migrants are obviously a priority. And of course the politicians lie. They say, well, we have to renovate this facility, this building. But you know, it's fake. They don't have to. We have checked it up actually. So out with the elderly people and in with the migrants. I also read today that they will start with 5G here in Stockholm on some places. So now it began. So now it will begin the 5G era, which I hate. It's awful. We will get radiated. We will get surveilled because of a globalist dream. One thing that is very common here in Stockholm regarding to the migrants is that we have this migration agency, which, well, they are kind of responsible for the migrants. One thing which is very common is that grown foreign men come here and they say that they are 16 or 17 years old, and this migration agency, they actually they agree on that. So So now you have a guy which is, I don't know, 30 years old, and he has an ID where it states that he is 16 years old. It's kind of funny. And I've seen some photos on, you know, what you call it, junior high school, and then you have this guy, this migrant, which is, I don't know, 30 years amongst girls, Swedish girls and boys that are 13, 14 or 15. I tell you this, the Swedish migration agency is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. And they are flooding this country with migrants. It's unbelievable. But of course they are doing it because they have order to do it by the social democrats. The political party that is pushing this migrant agenda is the Social Democrats and also the Green Party. And it's incredible. This is a bath place. If you want to take a bath in Stockholm, this is it.